So for the purpose of those that don't have VLOOKUP, so I'm going to copy this value. I'm going to Control C and come here, somewhere here, and paste it here. Now I'm going to clear this value. So we're going to change from XLOOKUP to VLOOKUP. So let's widen this a little bit out. When you double tap here, it's autofill that space. Now on this total, in the other side here, we use XLOOKUP, but here I want to use VLOOKUP so that anybody below the version of 2013 can use this formula. So instead of using XLOOKUP, then you can use VLOOKUP. So let's start our formula. We start with VLOOKUP. It's a very popular formula. Now it says lookup value. What do we want to look for? We want to look for this name, comma. Now it says table array. Now we need to select a table array. We go to this our table. We start from this full name. Select all the range to the last name. Now once we are done, we press our comma. The int says that we should look for the column index number. The column index number says that it simply means where is that return, which column will it be. We count our column because we want to have the total score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's on 12. We write 12 there, we put our comma. Then it says that do we want true, approximate match, or exact match, true or false. That true simply means approximate match. It's something closer. If it doesn't see the value, we look for something closer, but we want exact match. So we pick the false. So when we are done, we close our bracket. We click enter. You can see we have 250, 265. That's the score. So the same method also, let's use it for this status. VLOOKUP, we double click, we pick our lookup value. We want to find this name. We put our comma, then our table array. We go to our table, we select the range. So the last one. Then we put our comma. When we put our comma, this now says that we should look for our column index number. For the column index number, you start it from that first column, you start counting. You see, I didn't pick the serial number. That's because the lookup value we are looking for starts from the full name. So I'll start my column index number on this full name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Since it's 12 that we got to this place, so we want to look for the status. It will be 13, 14. So this will be 14. Then I'll put my comma. Then this, we want it to be false. We pick the false. Or probably we could type 0 there. So when we are done, we put it. You can see that the status now shows that it is admitted. Because I copied this with the conditional format, the conditional format is still there. Probably if it doesn't show, you have to go to your conditional format, then you get it. Now in our last class, somebody said that the percentage was not showing. Percentage was not supposed to be in a fraction, in a whole number. It's supposed to be in a decimal number. Now when you look at this person, it's called 198. Now you see the percentage here is 50%, but whereas there is some hidden value. So let's say we select the percentage. We go to percentage here. This is how percentage should look like. Now percentage, now it shows that 198 is 49.5. So it shows that 49.5. That shows that whenever you now reduce the 0, like increase the decimal or decrease the decimal, this is 49.5. Now you see that person now has 50% because somebody was, so percentage supposed to be in decimal number. So other fraction should be behind it. Then we are done on this side. Let's look at the method we can use to find this best student name. You know it here we use XLOOKUP. So I want to use the VLOOKUP so that we can get to know it very well. I'll type best student. Now here I put mathematics. Then I want to look for the name. You can match this cell together if your own is not yet matched. So I'll write equals to VLOOKUP. Now we want to look for, here there's a challenge because here we cannot use VLOOKUP because now the score is not the one that is starting the column, because we want to use, we will look for the value on this side, then we return the name on that side. We look for value on this side and we return the name on this side. So that's why we use index and match function. Index and match is a combination of two formula, but I'll first start with, let me use match. Let's type match. You see the formula there, match function. It says that lookup value. What do we want to look for? We want to look for this score, that's for match score, comma, then lookup array. Where do we want to look at it? We want to look at it on this place. Then it says comma, we type our comma. Do we want exact match is 0? So anyway, we can type false, or probably let's pick 0. So you can see that's 0. We want the exact match. We close our bracket. We enter. Now it shows that this person that's come that has math, the highest of it that we are looking for, this 90, is number 4. This 90 is on number 4. Now when we count this column, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 90. Now, but we want the name of the person instead of the 4. We want the person on that row 4. So I'm going to join it with index function. I type index. So I double tap the formula. So when I get the formula, it says that I should look for array. The array I want to get now is the full name. Are we getting it? So this is the full name. I select it. So once I select the full name, I'm going to come here, put my comma. Then it says that I should find the row number. The row number is 4, which I already have gotten with the match function. So right now I can close my bracket by typing and close my bracket. Now you can see it brings out the person name as Balogun Ahmed. Now when I click on this one I already did, is Balogun Ahmed. So the same process also will be used for this row number. So now we can check the row number by just using the match function of yes, because we don't have to return the other name. We just say match. Okay, because what we want to return is on the serial number, so we can use the index and match also. We want to return on the other side, although this person will give us the whole number, but we want it to be picking from this serial number. So we'll say match function. You can start it with match function, or probably we can write it once. So if you want to write it once, if you have become a professional, you click index function. Then the index, the array, we want it to array this place. Then we type our comma. Now, how do you get the row number? We use the match function. Match function, we start with match. We click the function. Then it says the lookup value. Which value do we want to look for? We want to look for 90 in, we put our comma. So you can see the, let's continue our formula here in the formula bar. So on that 90, then we go under mathematics, we select the array. So once we select the array, then we close our bracket. We put our exact match, which is 0. Then we close our bracket for the match function. We close our bracket for the index function. Then we click enter. Now we can see that it brings out 4, because on this side, that person, Balogun Ahmed, is on number 4. Now, if I want to combine it with row in the front, the row I typed in the front, I can come here, type row in the middle. I said whenever we want to combine two formula like a text, and so we use our AND function. So now you can see we have row 4. Are we getting it? So now If you want to use this for the if condition, you can see we have a lot of XLOOKUP here. What we will just do is we'll copy this function. We'll copy this index function, Control C. Now, whenever on this side, wherever I use XLOOKUP, what you just have to do is come to that side, delete it, select it from the first bracket to the end of it that I typed XLOOKUP here. Then we paste that value. Now what we need to change, this is for mathematics, this is good. Now on this English side, we will select this XLOOKUP to this point, we'll cut it, we delete it, then we paste our index function because of the fact that you people don't have the XLOOKUP. So now on this index table, table 3 full name, that's good. Now here on this row, you can see the English is not selected again because we have deleted the value for English. So you go to that row for English, GHIJ. So English is J. We'll pick J here, J36. And now on this table row, you can see it's for mathematics, but now it should be for English. You can select our English. Now on this XLOOKUP, which I use XLOOKUP here, we can select the entire XLOOKUP. We delete it. You paste our VLOOKUP. Now, since this place we write J, unfortunately, you won't be able to see this one because of the region I picked for our screen record. So now, since we know that English is for J and physics will be K, so I'll just come here, change the value K36 on the match. Then I'll change the value also on the match table. Instead of math, I'll pick for physics. It's very simple because I'm trying as much as possible to make it very simple for us. So when I change it to physics, I pick my physics. Then I'll do that for this last XLOOKUP. I'll delete it. I press Ctrl V. Now here, since we have L36 and now we want to change it to L36, this is I, so I'll change it to L. Then I'll change this from math to chemistry. Now it's very simple. What we have done is we selected this value, paste our, this is for math, this is for English, index and match. We pick English table. Then we want it to return the full name. As I'm looking at it, okay, the problem is that here I didn't put the comma there. Then I put enter. You can see it still return the same function. So when I change from physics, it changed chemistry also. It's still working with the index and match function. Basically what we have done is, if you can watch this video, study this index and match, and you are able to get it, then now go back to that XLOOKUP. Wherever I use XLOOKUP, just paste your index and match function there. You can see that now, look at this, I started with index and match and ended it here. I ended it with two brackets and then write comma, and I'll start another if statement, index and match. I change the index and match. Just make sure you get the procedure for that index and match. So you can see So once we are done, you get it. Now let's go to our sheet 2, which will be looking for the score of this person. Now, how do we get the score of this person? We want to relate the score is on the other sheet. Okay, so now on this side, I will use the VLOOKUP to get their score. So I will start with, let's say, we would select these four together. We press Alt equals to. That shows that it has 400 total score. It's more like auto sum. So that's beautiful. We go here, I type in equals to, that's VLOOKUP, our VLOOKUP function. Then our lookup value will be this person's name. Whenever we pick the person's name, then comma, we put our comma. It says that we should select our table array. Since our table is on this sheet 1, then we go to that sheet 1, we select our table array. This is our table, then we select our table array. So once we select our table array, we can come back to our sheet 3, or probably we continue our VLOOKUP since we already know that the table array. Then we continue, comma. It says that our column index number. That means that we count our column because this subject we are looking for is maths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will be 8 for math. Then we put our comma. So we want exact match. That's false. We type false, or probably we type 0. So we close our bracket. Then we click enter. This person scored 82 in math. Abdul Aziz scored 82. Now I want us to practice it very well. Let's look for another function. Let's do another for another person. VLOOKUP, lookup value, this name. Then we press our comma. So once we press our comma, then we go to this place, our first sheet for the table array. So our dashboard, we select our table array. So once we select it, we continue here, which says that we should now, since we have defined our table array, we press comma. Now the next parameter says that we should look for the column index number. Now we'll count the column. Since math it's 8, English will be 9. So we type 9, then comma 0. Now 0 simply means exact match. So I'm going to close my bracket and type enter. You can see this person scored 45 in English. Now the beauty of Excel is that you can drag and drop. You can drag this formula since it's the same. But now here we have NA. The problem is that this place, for us to use it, this place is A3. When you type A3, it goes back to Abdulaziz. But we need to lock it. If we want to use it, we lock it with F4. So F4 to lock the row and the column so that it doesn't move whenever we copied it down the list. Now, this for the table index is beautiful. We just type equals to. Now, this same formula, I'm just going to drag it down now. Now, it shows that this person is 9. That's why we still have 45. 45 is for English. This person now will be 10. We just go there, we edit it. This person now will be 11 for chemistry. Now, if we look at it, physics comes before chemistry. So I think it's chemistry that will be 11. Why? So it's basically understanding the logic. You can go to your table and compare and contrast. So this place will be 10. So now we can select the 4 together and press Alt equals to. This is the total score. Out of 400, this person got 236. So also we can type percentage. Now for us to get the percentage, we can use our VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, we select it, lookup value, we select our value, comma, then our table array, we go to our dashboard, we select our table array, then we count, we press our comma. Now, so when we press our comma, what is left for us to look for is the column index number. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'll get it with 13. And I press my comma, I want the exact match. I can use 0. So when I close this bracket, I click enter. So this is 59. So I can pick the percentage. So I told you percentage is supposed to be in decimal point. You increase the decimal so that whenever you have 49.5, or you'll be able to get the real value. So percentage is not always in a whole number. It will be in a fraction. Like, so this we are done. Then we can bubble it up by merging this place to center, underlining it. So we write principal, signature, and other things like it's good hard working. Those are more of a result building. So then we are done on this topic. We are done for this course. So in our other course, we'll be learning how to print, and so basically it's more like a very easy stuff. So for this academics template, we are done on this. Thank you for your time.